The Frank and Yeti Show.
And we ready tonight?
Week 3.
Here we go. Welcome to week 3 of the Frank and Yeti College Football Talk. I'm joined here with my co-host, the amazing Yeti.
Thank you for again, week 3.
And then our guest, J. Rowe.
Hey.
Longtime friend, longtime college football fan. We're excited to have her on the show. I'm going to get right into it. We got week 2 scores from last week. BYU 29 over Tennessee 26. Southern Mississippi fell to Mississippi State 15-38. West Virginia got smoked by Missouri 7-38. LSU, they were amazing in a game against Texas at Austin, Texas, 45-38, and there's nothing Matthew McConaughey could do about it. And then Texas A&M fell to the top team in the land 10-24. That our guest was last week was the mailman. He went 3-2. He made some good picks. He went 3-2. I went 4-1, and my man Yeti here, he went 5-0.
I did my homework.
5-0. He did his
homework.
I've been telling him to do his homework, and he finally decided to do his homework. So.
Just better luck.
So that brings us to a grand total of 9 for myself in 2 weeks. Yeti's on the comeback.
That's right.
He got 6. So that brings us to another point. On the Frank and Yeti Show, if you're a guest on our show, if you can come on in our home field and beat us, we will give you a Frank and Yeti t-shirt saying, I beat Frank and Yeti. What do you think about that?
Sounds great to me. Got to get the name out there. We just appreciate everybody watching and tuning in. And, hey, we're going worldwide.
And you will also get a crack chicken and waffle dinner. The chicken and waffle is so good, you turn to a fiend.
I want some crack.
Anyway, starting out week 3. Our first game is Iowa at Iowa State. Iowa's favored by 1 point on the road. Actually, no. It's at Iowa State, correct?
It's at Iowa State.
It's at Iowa State. So, yeah, they're on the road. They're favored to win by 1. So, what you got, Yeti?
I'm going with Iowa in this one. I mean, both strong teams. If you look at the line, it's the reason they put 1 on there because simply that's what it could go down to. All your numbers are very equal. You got number 19 Iowa coming into Iowa State's house. I think it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a close game. I'm choosing Iowa. I just like the Hawkeyes because, man, they won me over. If you've seen any of the documentaries about what they do at home at the end of the third quarter when they stop and everybody in that stadium, and you got almost 100,000 strong that stop and wave to the kids at the Children's Hospital overlooking the stadium, man, that's enough to steal your heart. A big guy like me shed a tear on that one, Lord. Love the kids. So I'm going to go with Iowa. On this one, I see my boys coming through.
I like that. This is always a very competitive game. We got an in-state rivalry here. Last year was a close defensive affair. That's kind of like, these guys normally keep it that way. It's normally very defensive. Iowa, Kurt Ferenz is actually the all-time winningest coach in Iowa history now. And Nate Stanley is his quarterback, and he's like the prototypical Iowa quarterback, pro set quarterback. He makes all the reads, makes all his throws. I mean, what I like about Iowa the most is that they're stinking old school. I mean, stinking old school. I know that's a term you don't know, but this is it. Stinking old school, you could see Iowa games in black and white. That's just how they play. 2 tight end set, a fullback. Wait a minute, did somebody say fullback? What is that? All these spread offenses nowadays, nobody has a fullback. I mean, a fullback in the backfield with the running back, and they're both in a 3-point stance, just like the offensive lineman. Iowa's nasty. They're big. They want to punch you in the mouth. 3 yards in the cloud of dust. elbows and buttholes. You know what I'm saying? That's how I will do it.
I like to pick.
You like that?
I like to pick.
Okay.
Stankin' old school.
Stankin' old school. Iowa for the W. Jessica, what you got?
So I am going to go with you guys. Rivalry games can always go either way. This is always a huge game. It's always a close score, but I think this year Iowa's got the number. It's going to be Iowa.
It's really early for this in-state rivalry, but hey, it's got to happen. Week 3, you've had a couple of chances to play. Over and under at 47. Like Frank said, it's going to be a defensive game. Both quarterbacks are going to try to air it out. Strong run game, strong pass game. 47. Is it a big number? Is it a small number? What do you think?
I like a low number.
I'm going with the under on
I
that.
like a low number.
I think we'll see the defense you're talking about.
Yes. Okay. The next game is Mississippi State. Mississippi State. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, Mississippi State. I like the games that they're playing. So that's why they're back on our sheet again. Kansas State at Mississippi State is a very, very interesting game. Mississippi State's favored by 9 points in this game. Again, at home. What you got?
K-State is coming in. My wife and I discussed it on the way there yesterday. It's got to be intimidating for a team to come in to Starkville, Mississippi. Not only the home crowd, but just like you said, 40,000 cowbells ringing. I was there getting cooked at the Mississippi State Southern Miss game. Cooked! I mean, I was in section 336. I was literally 14 feet from the sun. I was sweating, smelled like bacon. It was hard. Mississippi State brought it. Quarterback got beat up. Tommy Stevens got beat up first half of the game. They took him, worked on his shoulder. Kylan Hill went out. I saw him walk off right before halftime. They put them back together. You know, these guys are athletes, and they're not doing it for the paycheck. They're doing it for the love of the game. I definitely see Mississippi State winning this one. K-State, you know, they're showing improvement this year, but to come into Starkville, if it's as hot as it was this last game, they are going to cook. Mississippi State, I don't know that you can prepare for this kind of heat. It was 95 degrees, heat index 106. So I'm putting my money on Mississippi State for the win on this one. Going 3-0 this week.
Okay. Kansas State is now, they have a first-year coach. Bill Snyder has finally retired there. He had a great run, a legendary coach. They just brought in another coach that is, I mean, he's come in with a lot of hype. He's actually from North Dakota State, and they pretty much they dominated the 2A. I mean, they were a beast. They were beating 1A schools all day long. So it's interesting, the dynamic of having him there at Kansas State. But like I said, it's his first year. They're on the road. They're playing a Mississippi State team with SEC caliber talent. I don't see them being able to beat Mississippi State or even much. I don't think they'll make it a game. The line on it is 9 points. I think State wins by more than 9 in this game just because of the sheer talent difference in the team. So I'm rolling with State. Jessica, what you got?
Okay, so I will not be able to live at my house if I do not go for Mississippi State because my husband is a huge fan. So I'm going to go with State as well. I think on an offensive side, Kansas State has a really good running back right now that transferred in this year. He ran for 103 yards with 2 touchdowns Saturday, but I mean, it was against Bowling Green. Come on, defensively, it's Bowling Green. Do I think Kansas State's going to be able to put up numbers like that coming into Starkville with 40,000 cowbells ringing in their ear, the Mississippi State fans going insane, and just the pressure that MSU's defense can put on a team? No. I'm with Frank. I don't even think this is going to be a close one.
I think at the second half they're going to put the band in for Mississippi State. 52 points over and under on this one. I'm going over simply because the Dogs are going to put up numbers. K-State's going to come in and throw the ball. They're not going to leave with a goose egg on the board. But 52, I'm going over.
Okay.
Simply because it's going to happen. Mississippi State going to put 40 of them up there themselves.
Okay. The next game, Arizona State at Michigan State. This is a very interesting game. Michigan State is a 10.5 point favorite in this game. This game was played last year in Arizona. Arizona State won this game last year. What do you think? What you got?
I mean, you got the difference of going to the beach or going to the mountains. I mean, you know, the tables are turned this year. Now, granted, it's still mid-September, and it's not going to be snow on the ground at Michigan State. You know, the Spartans. But I'm going with Michigan State on this one. Arizona, I don't know. Arizona State, yes, quality team. Are they the Spartans? No. Are they the Big Ten? No. Michigan State, definitely going number 18. They got a lot to prove. They're wanting to stay alive in their conference. They're wanting to stay relevant in their conference. Michigan State with the win on this one.
Okay. Like I said, Arizona State won this game last year and actually was a defensive struggle. I mean, don't know the exact score of the game, but it was neither team broke 20. I can tell you that. So a year later, we got the same game again this year in Lansing, Michigan. Different regions bring different styles of play. You got West Coast style of play. They want to get a lot of elite athletes on the perimeter, create mismatches. You got runners out of the backfield that can also catch. I mean, I don't know a team on the West Coast that don't have a running back that can catch as good as a receiver can. You got a lot of passing quarterbacks. The offenses are cutting edge. And then you got Michigan State. The power football, a lot like Iowa. I mean, almost a carbon copy. Power football, control the clock, let your defense lead the game. And Michigan State is a lot better team this year than last year. I like going Michigan State at home in East Lansing. That's my pick today. I like Michigan State in this one. Jessica?
I'm going to go with Michigan State as well. I mean, let's be for real. Arizona State barely beat Sacramento State 19-7. I mean, if they think they're going to go to Michigan and go up against the Spartans in their defense, who right now has 9 sacks on the season, 2 games into the season, that quarterback's going down. So I think Arizona State this year is going to have a hard time keeping their quarterback on his feet. So, and it's going to be a game changer.
Good call. Good call.
I like that.
I mean, Michigan State, that's just some big old boys.
That's a big old boy.
Big Ten's a big conference. And, you know, to be number 18, I definitely see Michigan State climbing the ranks, especially with Big Brother there in Ann Arbor. Man, they just, boy, to come in and to have what they have, they ain't showing anybody anything. Michigan State, 47.5 point over-under. It's going to be a fight, but I'm saying it's going to be an over. I mean, you got to look at what's happening there. Michigan State is just, they're throwing the ball, they're catching the ball, they're running the ball. I mean, Elijah Collins, 209 yards this last game. Darrell Stewart, 241 yards receiving.
That's awesome.
I mean, when you're talking about when the ball hits their hand, light the field up. It's going to happen. I'm going over 47.5. I'm seeing Michigan State with at least 40 of those points.
Okay. I like that pick. So, next game on the slate, TCU at Purdue. That's an odd one. That's an odd one. It's a tricky one. Purdue is at home, favored by 1 point against a TCU team that you know is consistently going to give you 8, 9, possibly 10 wins a year. So what do you think? What do you see in this game?
If you look at your numbers, there's a reason there's 1.5 points. Depending on what line you look at, it's under 2 points. So your numbers are down the line. It could go either way. I'm going with TCU. The Horned Frogs over the Boilermakers on this one. I know that it's in Indiana. I know it's at home. The Boilermakers are going to be tough, but the Horned Frogs are going to bring it. I mean, come on, the Frogs.
You can't break tradition, can you?
I
knew you were going to do that.
You got to break it.
I knew you.
I like the Frogs. You know.
What's not to like?
Exactly. I mean, it's going to be a close game. Your numbers tell you it's going to be a close game. If you break down what happened last week between each team and the opponents they had, I mean, Purdue's quarterback threw for a lot of yards, 932 yards, 9 touchdowns. But then when you You look right under that one with 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
So if you throw the ball a lot, it's going to happen.
Right.
Just statistics. I mean, it's going to happen. But 3 in one game makes it tough. But 9 TDs is impressive. Your running backs, your quarterbacks, everybody with TCU, they're going to make it a game. I say they squeak it out, probably by 5.
Right. Does anybody know what happened to Purdue first week?
They lost bad.
To
Like Nevada or something.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They went to Nevada. They went to Reno
Sounds like Tennessee.
and took an L.
On the flip side, they rebounded this week.
They did. They went there. But what happened with Purdue this week?
Came on back.
They put Vandy in the
Hey,
Any given Saturday.
any given Saturday. I like it. I like the response that they had to the loss first game of the year. You get an SEC team at home, and hey, you give them the business. I mean, they passed, they ran, they held Vandy defensively very well. I like their chances in this game. Purdue, they have probably the best player that very few people know about. Rondale Moore, to me, he's probably the best wide receiver in college football. The kid has just his ability.
He's got wheels.
He runs a 4.3 40, and he can squat 600 pounds, and he weighs 180. So you're talking about a player that at 180 pounds, when he run into you, he's bringing that 600-pound squat right into your chest. So Purdue uses this kid everywhere. He's kick return, he's punt return, he's wide receiver. They line him up at running back. He already has 300 yards plus receiving this year. So when TCU and Purdue play, he will be the best player on the field. And that I have no doubt about. If the kid touches the ball over 10 times in this game, TCU going to get burned. So I like Purdue. I like the whole X factor of having Rondale Moore play everywhere. Play everywhere on the field. I like that. So I'm going Purdue in this game. Jessica, what's your pick?
I've really gone back and forth on this game. Both of these teams are extremely scrappy. I feel like TCU is underrated a lot of seasons. They come in, they'll upset some teams they shouldn't upset. They'll have some really close losses. Unfortunately, this year, they're not really set offensively. They don't have a starting quarterback picked yet. They're still kind of bouncing around trying to figure out their offense. Like you said, Moore is insane right now for Purdue. What he did this weekend against Vandy couldn't shut him down. So just because of the solid offense that Purdue is showing, and I like the fact that, yes, they lost to a team they shouldn't have lost to in the first week, but then they come back and upset an SEC team that they probably should have been pretty closely even with. So I'm going to go with Purdue.
Nobody likes my frog.
I really struggled with this one. I switched this choice like 5 times today, and my husband was like, pick one. And stick with it. And I really went back and forth, but really, it just comes down to the numbers, man. I don't think offensively they're going to be able to keep up with what Purdue's got going on right now.
Be that way. Over and under on this one's 54. It's a big number.
That's a big number.
Real big. Will they do it? I don't think so. I think it's going to be an under on this one. You're going to have a lot of run game with Purdue's Superman.
Yeah.
You're going to have TCU trying to push the ball. Your numbers are, if you throw it 10 times and you catch it 8, you've done pretty good.
That's right.
So I feel like the yards are going to go up, the numbers are going to go up, but they're not going to be 54.
All right. Well, we made it to our final game. Stanford at UCF. Okay, that is our big game of the week. That is a crazy matchup. We're going all the way from the West Coast, all the way to the East Coast. What you got? UCF is favored by 7 at home in Orlando, Disney World.
There you go.
You a Disney World fan?
I'm actually going to spend Christmas there this year.
Okay.
So looking forward to it. I think it's going to be too big for Stanford to handle. I'm definitely going UCF this week. You're ranked number 17. Stanford started the year off at 25 and couldn't even hold on to number 25. So with a win, an ugly win, You know, I picked them in. Went against them in week 1, but they only won by 10 against my Northwestern. You know, I told you Northwestern would stay in the game and hold it. I mean, 10 to be outmatched like they should have been.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't see Stanford pulling this one off, going from where they are at their high altitude on the other side of the country all the way to Orlando. UCF still trying to make that name. I mean, ranked number 17, they broke the top 20. So at number 17, they got something to prove. They're going to hold on to it for the win. I'm going UCF.
Okay, now look, make no mistake about it. Stanford is a good team. They're a good squad. They play smart. They play methodical football. They're not going to beat themselves. They tackle well. They're fundamentally sound. They're going all the way across the country to play UCF in this game. I don't see it. I got UCF. UCF got a couple things going for them. Like, for the simple fact, they're really hungry. Not that nobody else is, but UCF really want their name out there.
There's been some ugly football. I mean, we're just going into week 3, but there has been some ugly football.
UCF
some names that should be big that are just struggling, riding that struggle bus.
Has UCF struggled?
Not yet.
Not yet. They look good. They're smooth. They're crisp. Their offense, they run a hurry up offense and it's clicking along. They got a Notre Dame transfer running the offense, Wimbush. Mm-hmm. And he looks good.
I mean, he's a quarterback at Notre Dame.
He
definitely a name that's heard before.
He looks good. I like the attacking style of play. When I think of UCF's offense, they kind of remind me of a really good kid, like a 13-year-old probably playing PS4 video game and scoring like 70, 80 points on that, going for it on 4th down every time. That's what they remind me of.
Certainly, you got to take a chance.
I mean, they remind me of like a kid playing PS4. I mean, just the numbers that they put up, the way they run their offense, people in motion, it's just mass chaos. I mean, how do you keep up with all the people rotating on and off the field? I think UCF will pull off about the 3rd quarter. I think Stanford make it a game early. I think they pull off about the 3rd quarter. The thing with UCF is they're never comfortable. When UCF get on top of you, they want to keep throwing dirt on you. Keep throwing dirt on you. You're down by 14. When you look up, the game's over. You lost by 40. So that's why I like UCF. They just keep putting it on you. Keep putting it on you. They won't slow the game up.
They want to be part of the big show.
I like their style of play. I love their style of play. So that's my pick, UCF.
I'm with you guys. UCF. I like my scrappy football teams. I like an underdog story. UCF for like 4 years now has been screaming for someone to play them. Please play us so we can make it to the big show.
And nobody wants to see them win.
No, everybody wants to say they want UCF fans to shut up and go away, that they don't play anybody, but there aren't any teams that are stepping up saying, hey, we're sure we can beat you.
I'll commend Stanford for doing that.
I do too.
I commend them for doing that.
100%. I think Stanford, like you said at the beginning of the game, they're going to put up some points. Yeah. But once UCF's defense jumps on them, it's over. I think they're just they're not gonna be able to withstand the beating that UCF's just gonna keep pounding, and they're gonna go back a little disappointed. So,
absolutely, our over and under on that was 55.5. UCF, they're gonna hang it. I mean, Stanford's going to hang in the game. They're gonna bring some defense and try to slow them down, just like you said, a controlled chaos. Yeah. I mean, which way do you turn? Yeah. You know, if you think they're going strong right and they go strong left, you know, you're trying to predict whatever they're going to do. I say that it's going to be, I'm going to go, I know I'm really just kind of just bouncing around, but I'm going to go under.
Really?
Simply because I see all the points coming UCF. Stanford's going to hang a few, but is it going to hit 55?
Wow. Okay.
I know UCF will win. It's probably about 30, but that's probably... We'll sniff it. We'll get close. I say we'll break 50, but I don't think 55.5.
You're expecting Stanford to show a little defense there.
I mean, if you're coming across the country and you're talking about, I'm going to shut this team down or shut them up. We're tired of listening to them talk about how they were the national champions just because they were undefeated. Yes, they played the teams, and yes, they went undefeated. But until they hand you the trophy, you can't claim that you're the national champions. So Stanford's going to bring it, trying to shut them down. I don't see them shutting them down, but I don't see 56 points.
I just don't see Stanford's defense really showing up that well. Maybe first quarter, but after
They're
first
gonna
quarter,
try.
I don't think
They're
so.
gonna try.
Hey, I've been wrong before. I'm real good at it. You saw my numbers. So as we've said before, this is straight up who's going to be who. We're giving you the point spread or the points favored. I'm giving you the over and unders, but the blue line represents who's going to get the W and who's going to get the L.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're here for. We appreciate everybody's comments during the week. People checking in with us, text, Facebook Live, Instagram. I'm not a tweeter guy, but you might be. But we really appreciate it. We'd love to go coast to coast. This week when you watch our video, if you don't mind, if you'll just comment whether you like it or not like it, but where you're from. It really kind of inspires me personally to see, hey, look, somebody's watching from Illinois, somebody's watching from Louisiana, somebody from Texas. I've even got some people from Canada texting me about it. So I love it. You know, we started out as just wanting to hang out and have a good time, crack a few jokes, pick a little football, but who knows? We may come out with all kind of merch. T-shirts, cups. I'd love to give away some Yeti cups. So we're working on some things, some giveaways, working on some merchandise, some stickers. But if you like us, let us know. If you don't, let us know why.
Absolutely. I want to thank J. Rowe for joining us.
Anytime,
Thank you, man.
guys,
A
anytime.
lovely guest. And my co-host.
I can't lose to a girl.
Ah,
This
he
girl
said-
might I'm just going to go ahead and let you
But
know.
I've been hearing since the special guest seat came into play. I got this girl at work.
Yeah.
She knows her stuff.
She knows her
So,
stuff. She knows her stuff.
I'm just
So
hoping that.
you wouldn't be the first guy I've shut up in some football.
Look out, look out.
Hoping my check marks keep growing this week.
You know, if she beats us, we got to give her a T-shirt. And she
There
gets
you
to
go.
walk around with a
I'm going to wear it
I
to
beat
work.
Frank and Yeti
I
T-shirt.
came up with a pretty cool design.
And we work together. I can't let that happen.
Yeah, I'm not going to call my boss into let me wear it to work on Fridays. Like, it's going to be my Friday go-to.
We can't lose. We can't lose. Look,
I was just out there.
thank you so much for joining us. Week 3 of the Frank and Yeti College Football Talk. Again, our guest, J. Rowe here. My co-host, the inspiration of the offense, Yeti.
Hooked one.
We'll see you next week for week 4.